Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. The new Druid of the Claw Mini is now available in the game, and I've spent the last few hours trying it out and trying to test it in different circumstances. And overall, I actually don't like this mini too much right now. It just seems, especially the damage contribution that it gives, is a little bit lackluster. It's a scenario mini, it's 3-cost mini. The preview info that we had about it is mostly correct. It morphs into the bear form at 50% health, the night elf form has 650 health, which is quite a lot for a caster, deals 200 damage, but it only has 2.3 second attack speed, so it suffered a 15% DPS nerf compared to preview information, and that kind of hurts. Its DPS was already kind of like okay, and now it's 15% lower. Elemental damage, 8 range, medium speed. The bear has 1300 health, deals 120 damage, also slower attack, so damage nerf there. Melee, physical, cleave, medium speed, no armored. The mini was supposed to be armored, but it is not armored. Neither of the forms are armored, and it's a little bit slower to attack than was anticipated. So, as a single target damage dealer, it kind of struggles to find its place a little bit. It has to be said though that the bear form is currently a little bit bugged, because sometimes you end up in these positions where the bear just is unable to damage its target. Maybe it doesn't quite close the distance, or it just swipes at nothing, which is kind of weird. But even if that was fixed, its DPS is not very impressive. Druid of the Claw also of course has talents. So the first talent is Regrowth. When entering bear form, heal 20% health over 5 seconds. Of course, getting some health back is nice. It changes the bear form, and as you can see, then it heals up a little bit. Okay, nice effect, but not too impactful. The second talent is more interesting, Rejuvenation. The Night Elf form gains the ability to apply a heal over time to an ally in addition to damage attack, and it heals 250 damage over 6 seconds with a 6-second cooldown. So this heal is comparable to the healing ability of Tyrion or the healing ability of the Shaman, except it only hits one target and not multiple targets. So that's actually a pretty decent heal, but there's of course still the problem that the Druid, if it takes some damage itself, then it's just going to turn itself into a bear and it's going to stop healing. While the Druid is healing, then that healing out is actually not that terrible. So if we, for example, put a giant here to fight a little bit, then as you can see, the Druid can deal damage to its enemies, and the Druid can also keep it healed up quite nicely actually. So this is comparable healing to Shamans and to Tyrion, except only to one target. But it all goes fine until the Druid turns into a bear, and then the Druid stops healing. And finally, the Druid has talent Leader of the Pack. Bear form grants 15% damage boost to nearby allies. And this, of course, 15% is pretty decent. That's more than one level. So Druid is going to turn into that bear form eventually. The more I play with the Druid, the more I see that, okay, it is just going to turn into bear form. Something is going to damage it and it's going to become a bear. So that damage boost is actually kind of okay. None of these talents are too impressive, probably because the Druid of the Claw itself is not too impressive. But the order that I would choose them would probably be Leader of the Pack first, and then Rejuvenation second, because I'm just worried that it turns into bear too often for that Rejuvenation to be super effective. And Regrowth, which doesn't really give you much of anything, then that would be the last pick anyway, regardless of the order of the first two picks. So that's Druid of the Claw. Didn't turn out to be quite as good as I had hoped, also a little bit nerfed compared to what the preview said. But yeah, maybe it can find a place somewhere in some kind of a comp where it can be a healer, or maybe it can find a place somewhere just boosting the damage of other minis around it. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.